Next question up, my party people. So in this problem here, no matter what, I don't care if it's 2 sentences or 20, we're going to start by reading the question sentence first. And so it says, how much will it cost to trim the perimeter of the room? Everybody, quick question. The word perimeter, is that a geometric or a geometry specific word? Is there a formula attached to that? Especially since right there, a rectangle is being mentioned? Absolutely. Yeah. So just gonna write this down on the side because remember, everyone, you don't want to calculate until you know what you want to do, okay? You don't want to calculate until you know what to do. So with that said, I know what the perimeter of a rectangle's formula is, which is double the length plus double the width. I know what that is. But is that all I need to do, everybody? You tell me in the chat box. Is all I'm trying to do find the perimeter? Only that? No, we're not, right? That's not the only thing. When you take a look, it says, how much will it cost? It's not asking how long is the perimeter. It's saying, what is the cost to trim the perimeter? So the perimeter is going to be part of the process. We want cost. I'm going to highlight that right there. Now, how do we get the cost? Take it slow, everybody. Just keep it calm, cool, and collected. Here it says that a rectangular room is 15 feet long and 4 yards wide. Everybody, what is wrong with that already? What do you notice about that? What is wrong about this already? Yeah, we have different units. They're both distances, but on one hand, I have feet, and on the other hand, I have yards. Already, we got to pick up on that. We got to pick up on that. And so with that said, everyone, notice how it says in the next sentence that the baseboard trim costs $1.25 per what? Help me out. $1.25 per what? Per foot. So everyone, if you had the question of, hey, do I turn the feet into yards here? Or do I turn the yards into feet here? What's the answer going to be? Which one am I going to convert? The 15 feet or the 4 yards? Based on this only. Yeah, we're going to convert the yards into feet. Because notice right here, my friends, that we are being charged $1.25 per foot. Again, per foot, not per yard, per foot. So that's what's going to tell me to go ahead and turn the 4 yards right over here. Let's turn the 4 yards into feet. So we'll multiply by 3 because every yard is 3 feet. 4 times 3 gives us 12 yards. So what I truly have here, everyone, is my length is going to be 15 feet. So 2 by 15. And then we're going to have over here 2 by 12 feet. And excuse me, I wrote yards over here. Let me not make that silly mistake. Let's write feet. Perfect. And so boom. So once we do all this, everybody, before I actually calculate and I get my final perimeter, what am I going to be doing after I'm done calculating the perimeter? Let's think ahead here. Let's think ahead. What am I supposed to do once I get the number of feet that borders or makes up the perimeter? Yeah, we're going to be multiplying. Now, why are we multiplying? Let me help you out. I got you. We are paying $1.25 per foot. Per foot. So that means, everybody, that we're going to be multiplying $1.25 by a certain number of feet. What is that certain number of feet? The perimeter. Because again, we're trimming the perimeter. So once we get the number of feet that the perimeter is, booyah, plug it in, $1.25 multiplied by that number of feet, and we will be done. Let's go ahead and get after it here. Everyone, here we go. 2 times 15, that's 30. 2 times 12, that's 24. 30 plus 24 is what, my friends? Right on, that's going to be 54. So there we go. There's our perimeter. Our perimeter equals 54. But like I said, we're not done. We're going to be multiplying the 54 by $1.25 per foot. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and bring this up. Let's just make it a little smaller so I have a little more room to work with. And let's get the job done. We have $1.25 multiplied by 54. Remember that when we're working with decimals, we'll bring the decimal back at the end, so don't worry. So 5 times 4, 20. 2 times 4 is 8. Carry the 2 is 10, so carry that 1. And then we have 1 times 4 is 4. Carry the 1 is 5. So we have 500 for that first row. And then up next, we'll mark a 0 because we're going to start right here. Let me remove these carried numbers and let's continue. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 2 is 12. 1 times 5 is 5, carry the 1 is 6. Add everything back up, and we have a 0 there. 5, 7, and 6. How many decimal places are we bringing back, my friends? Yeah, bringing back 2. We have 1, 2, so that's 1, 2. And there we are. Our final answer here is going to be $67.50. Now take a look at this problem here. We definitely had to do a lot, right? We calculated perimeter, we converted a unit, we multiplied by a decimal, all in the same problem. So if you practice those things individually, a problem like this can be very manageable once you notice the individual pieces. So good work on this one. All right, new question, but we're going to handle this with that same grace. We see that it says negative 3x plus 15 equals 2x. So when we handle this, we want to, again, always say that we're just trying to get the x by itself. However, when we take a look at what's going on here, I think that this warrants a moment of pause, right? Because we have a variable here and we have a variable over there. We have a variable on both sides. However, my party people, when we solve a problem, is it true that the x needs to be by itself on one side alone? Isn't that true? Yeah, absolutely. So here's how we're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of this by, hey, using the same rules that we've been using. The rules being, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. And we'll be using opposite operations. Check this out. If I notice that I have an x on the left and the right side, and I know that I only need them on one side, I'm going to collect those like terms, exactly. I'm going to collect these terms on the same side. And to do that, watch this. I am going to move this negative 3x over to the right. How I'll do it is opposite operation. This counts as minus 3x, so I will add 3x. This is not like we're trying to divide negative 3. No. We are moving the entire thing. If we were just trying to get rid of the minus 3 that's on the x, yeah, we would divide by negative 3. But here we're trying to move this entire term, and we see that it counts as minus 3x. So we will add 3x to both sides and take a look at what happens. It cancels on the left, leaving me 15 equals, and then everyone, what is 2 plus 3x? Yeah, if I have 2 of these x's and then I got 3 of those over there, add them together and we get 5x. Now this problem becomes much more manageable. All we have to do now is the opposite of multiplying by 5, which is dividing by 5 on both sides. Just like that. Cancels on the right, leaving me with x equals 3. And there we go. The correct answer here is answer choice B, 3.